there. So once you get all your stuff done, right, you got all your animations, you're happy with it, but you also want to talk now, right? So you want to talk, you want to say some stuff. You want your character to be able to speak and say some things that you're saying, right? So if you want that, you can do that as well. You can add it on. And to do that, where's my phone at? Give me a second. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a plugin. Now, this is the Motion Live. And this is just so if you add this on, you can be able to use your iPhone. And it's the Live Face app. You know what I mean? So I have it here. I can put it on my face. And if I tap it on my face, what we'll get is, let's see if I can do a recording of that as well. So what we do is I open up the Live Face, right? So if you don't have this, you have to go pay for it. It is one of those. But right now I got my phone in front of me. So we are recording now. With my phone, I'm recording this, so I'll probably be mixing back and forth so y'all can see how this looks as well. But then if I click on that Motion Live, you get a window that comes up, right? So this comes up. This is what would normally be. You can look at your phone, your Live Face. You want to make sure that your IP address and everything is on your Live Face, that you're on Wi-Fi. They got different ways and different things out there. This is just some of the steps. I don't want to go too far into detail on this, but what I'll do is I'm going to basically go through here. I'm going to change my IP address that I have on the, what's this, iClone, to the IP address I have on my phone on the Live Face app, right? So I'm going to type that in and I'll leave that 99 there. So now that I have that there, what we're going to do is we're going to click this circle that's going to connect. When we connect, our phone is going to give us the client app connection successful. And now we have that there. So from that means that we have a connection from the iClone to our phone. But now we have to tell it, what do we want to connect this to get data from? So here, what I'm doing is I want to get connection to good old Jimmy. And Jimmy Base is basically that's him, right? So we know that's him. So if I go down here, we're not going to click on this. We're going to click on this. So what we do is we click on it, Live Face. Now we have that. So now that we have a Live Face, we are connected. We can do a preview. And what I'm going to do is I know I'm going to have him walking. So I'm going to probably open it up a little bit, just back it up some. I'm trying to multitask and show y'all things. So we're going to see how this comes out, right? So what I'm going to do is if I hit preview, now we hit the space bar. What I'm saying right now is going to be connected to what he's saying. See how I'm blinking? And I'm talking. So I got them both happening, me blinking, me talking, and it's still going over the animation. So if I wanted to do that, then that's what I'll be doing right now, just to show y'all. See, well, I'm looking still. I can, see, let me try to go around him because right now you can see me talking. All right, so we have that. And then that's just a preview. So that's preview to see what I was doing. So now what we can do is I'm going to record, right? So even though I'm recording with my face animation, I'm using my phone to record the recording of Live Face. So I don't need to do that anymore. Y'all can get a little preview of that goodness. But what I'm also about to do now is if you hit record, this is how you get the information from what you're doing to record to the animation. So it'll be pretty much baked in, and that's what you want. You want to bake this stuff in. Let's see, where is my character at? So we're going to have him here. So now it's the same process. I'm going to hit record just like this. You see I got the phone up in front of me. Make sure y'all got me all dialed in and focused. I know y'all got to see my face and shit. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record, right? So hit space bar now because it's the same way. The animation is going to start and I'm going to have my Live Face getting recorded onto Jimmy's face. So now we're walking. What are we talking about? I'm blinking. My eyes are still going. I can take a look. And I'm getting ready to stop. And I'm looking around. I know he don't got no eyeballs, but it's what it is. Where's my hand at? My hand starts to raise. I'm looking at my hand raise. It looks crazy, right? So we have that. That's all I want for this. I just want to make something happen, something that looks spooky, and I'm going to stop it there. So now that I have that animation baked in. I'm having my phone here with the live face animation, but now I'm just gonna put it down. I don't even need to do it. I can hit playback and you see what that animation, I have it in there. I was blinking a lot. I'm trying to show y'all, right? So you got it happening. So we have that. We got what we want. So now that I have that, what's my workflow? What am I doing with this information? First off, we need to export this character out. All right, so we're going to export this character out. How am I going to do that? We're going to close this. This is going to ask all these things. I'm disconnecting the servers because basically it's disconnected from this app. I don't need that right now, and I'm going to close my app out. We don't need to do that anymore. You know why? Because I got Jimmy all baked up. Jimmy baked up. Look at him. All right, so we have that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the file. We're going to go to export out, export FBX. All right, so I'm getting an FBX file. Let me bring this over so y'all can see what I'm looking at. So this is, I'm going to be sending this into Unreal Engine. Okay, and what I normally do is I do it at a 30. I've heard different things from the tutorials that I've read that it was some kind of hiccups in the 60 frames per second, and sometimes things don't go through. Not looking at that, I don't know. This is just what I'm doing. Remember, I ain't the professional on this, y'all. I'm just making shit that I like, and I'm hoping that y'all like it as well. So here, I'm gonna put it at 30. Right, I'm gonna say current frame because what I'm doing is this is the same process that we're going to be using to take our animations into Unreal as well. But this is just the character. I want this entire model. So we're going to have it at current frame. We will embed textures. Normally this thing will come in. It'll probably be at like 512 or 1024. I put it at 4096, which is 4K. We want that upstanding quality, right? So then we have all of this stuff here. Now I'm going to hit export. We're going to export this. We're going to send it. You can see these is the characters that I've been making for that whole Dragon Ball thing. But I'm not doing Dragon Ball right now. You know what I mean? What we're doing is I'm just going to put something in here. So I'm going to make this a new folder real quick. We're going to call this folder Jimmy Test. Right? So we got Jimmy Test. You know what I mean? Jimmy Crack Corn. Right? And then I'm going to label this. This is Jimmy. No eyes. Could say monster, but I'm just going through, right? Jimmy, no eyes. So it's going to save that. That's going through. Like I'm saying, this is going to load up. It's other ways to do these steps. I know there's ways that you can just export something directly into Unreal Engine. But to me, what I'm doing is I'm showing y'all the steps and processes that I use. They work for me. I'm not going to necessarily say it's going to work for you or not work for you. You can do whatever you want. I'm just trying to give you my workflow, right? So we have that. So Jimmy is in there. Now we need to get that animation. See this playback right here? We need to get all of that. Now, to get all of that, this right here is the FBX, and it's retargeted in iClone to Jimmy. So that's why we did the whole thing with the XNs when we was loading it up and it said retarget. So you can't just grab the FBX file that you created in your XNs and just take that right into Unreal Engine and put it on Jimmy. The reasons why you can't do that, you can if you retarget it in there. And then you got to go through their retargeting process, which is not fucking crazy and bad. But what I just did was when you drag it here, it retargets it for you. That's why I already have this in here retargeted, and we want to make sure we send it out the correct way. Also now, we had our animation, but now we've added these talking, these gestures and facial things in there. We want to make sure that that's actually baked into the animation. So how are we going to do that? What we're going to do is where we have collect clip. Normally what I do is I'm just going to start it from the end. We're going to click, we're going to hold, we're going to drag it all the way to that. Basically, that is, I'm trying to get all of this where the animation and everything started. I'm going to right click on this. We're going to add motion plus to library. So we want to get all of this motion, facial animation, because that's everything we did here. Spring, states, morphs, bam. So what we do is we're going to hit OK. It's going to bring up that. You see it's still going to the Dragon Ball stuff because that's what I just got done with. But we're going to take this into the Jimmy test. All right, so when we in here, we want to make, this is basically going to be a motion plus thing, not really anything crazy. You can label it what you want. I'm just labeling it Jimmy motion plus. All right, So this is just one animation. So we're going to save it. That's what we are here for. So now we in this, right? So we in here. First thing first, what we're going to do is you can see that Jimmy Motion Plus thing. I'm sliding that off the window because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this from the beginning. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over Jimmy, right? And I'm going to right click on him. And we're going to remove object animation. So I click remove on that. Oh, damn, we lost something, right? No, we ain't lose nothing. But what we're going to do is now we're going to take that Jimmy Motion Plus that we just did that had everything baked into it. We're going to bring that, drop that back on Jimmy. It's going to convert it. Guess what? We back in business with our Jimmy Motion Plus, and everything that we just did is baked in. Now this is an animation file that have not just the animation that we made in our XNs, we have the motion with our gestures and everything that we did in here in iClone using the motion live. So now we're there, we have that. Now what you want to do is, at least what I do, you pick up your little post-it note, right? So you know this is going to start off at the 0 frames, right? So this is at frame 0. You know what I mean? So I'm going to put 0 in there, you know what I mean? Because you can have a bunch of different animations that you want to go and export out, but I'm just showing y'all what I do. Like I said, we're going to take it up to here. This is where I want it to finish. So we're going to take this thing up to frame 2376, 2376. Now that we got that, what we do is we're going to do that same process. We're going to export. We can go to FBX. We're going to drop our project down to 30 frames a second. Like I said, it was some bugs in it. I don't know if it's fixed, but this is just what I do. And I'm just going to let y'all know I've done 60 frames a second exports to test, and it still works. I don't know what's the main thing on it, but I'm just saying you what I know from a tutorial and what I normally do. Like I said, I don't know why. I ain't the tech on this stuff. But from here, now we got our export range. Remember I was telling y'all about that post-it note, right? So here, I don't need to embed them textures. I don't need that. I want to go to the range now. Remember, we're going to start off at 0. This is what frames that you want to make sure you export as a FBX to take into Unreal, right? So here, I am going to look at my post-it note, and I got that for 2376. So I know I got that there. I have everything here good. Then we're going to click on export. We go to export. We can send this thing up in here. You can probably make a new animation folder if you want to. I'm just going to call this anim, right? For animations, I usually do that. But then let's just label this one. This is Jimmy 1, right? This is just one animation. If you're doing something with your animation, you can label it what you want. Jimmy punches, Jimmy kicks, right? Jimmy crack corn, whatever you want to do. I'm saving it as that. So now I have that in there. We're going to let that save. Now we have Jimmy as an FBX, and we also have his animation that we just baked everything in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to go. This is going to load up and do its thing. But now we're going to get ready to take a little quick break, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Unreal Engine, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do in there next.